blinken bunt und laut. Die Musik trägt uns fort. Hier gibt es keine Sorgen, nur Freude, die durchbricht. Willkommen bei Ehrenlos, der König des Pop, das Gold. Wir feiern die ganze Nacht, bis der Morgen erwacht. Die Beats, sie treiben uns an, unsere Füße fliegen leicht. Wir vergessen Zeit und Raum, hier und jetzt sind wir frei. Wir fliegen durch die Sterne, die Welt gehört uns jetzt. Zusammen sind wir stärker in dieser magischen Nacht. Willkommen bei Ehrenlos, der König des Pop, das Gold. Wir feiern die ganze Nacht, bis der Morgen erwacht. Die Beats, sie treiben uns an, unsere Füße fliegen leicht. Wir vergessen Zeit und Raum, hier und jetzt sind wir frei. Wir fliegen durch die Sterne, die Welt gehört uns jetzt. Zusammen sind wir stärker in dieser magischen Nacht. Willkommen bei Ehrenlos, der König des Pop, das Gold. Wir feiern die ganze Nacht, bis der Morgen erwacht. Der Himmel wechselt von dunkel zu hell. Die Sterne verschwinden, es leuchtet grell. Drum gehen wir schnell zum Aiden-Lord hin, tauchen ein in seinen Stream. Wir lassen den Alltag hinter uns, mit jedem Klick wird's bunter und bunt. Versinken in Farben, vergessen die Zeit, der Aiden-Lord, er führt uns weit, er führt uns weit. Willkommen bei Aiden-Lord, der König des Pop, das Gold. Wir feiern die ganze Nacht, bis der Morgen erwacht. Wir fliegen weit ohne Ziel, ohne Plan. Der Bildschirm wird zum Ozean bunt. Versinken weit sind wir nie allein. Die Welt wird klein in seinem Stream. Stream mit uns in den Morgen hinein. Lass alles los, fühl dich frei und rein. Gemeinsam lachen, gemeinsam sein. Der Aiden-Lord zeigt uns das neue Sein. Wir tanzen durch Pixel und Bits, vergessen die Schatten und Hits, erschaffen uns Welten im Takt. Alles ist neu, alles ist Takt.
Hol den Würfel, hol den Blaster, setz dich an den Tabaktisch, während wieder einer im Unterhef durch den Canyon zischt. Zeit für Abenteuer, Zeit für DND. So viel Spaß hatten wir noch nie. Es klirrt das Glas, es piepst der Dreit, alle stimmen ein in das Badenlied. 20 hier, dort ne 1, Langeweile gibt es keins. Von Choruskant bis Alarm, die Stories hier sind abgefahren. Check die Luke, schleich dich vorbei, Zeit für ein wenig Hehlerei. Ist das gestohlen? Ne, ganz legal, obwohl es vorher von wem anders war. Hol den Würfel, hol den Blaster, setz dich an den Sabaktisch, während wieder einer im Unterhef durch den Canyon zischt. Zeit für Abenteuer, Zeit für DND. So viel Spaß hatten wir noch nie. Blaster, setz dich an den Tabaktisch, während wieder einer im Bunter Eve durch den Genium zischt. Zeit für Abenteuer, Zeit für DND. So viel Spaß hatten wir noch nie.
Jo, holt im Blaster, holt die Würfel, Zeit für ein bisschen D&D. Heute geht's dann wieder weiter. Ich muss an eventuell noch ein bisschen was anpassen in der Szene selber, weil das konnte ich jetzt noch nicht ad hoc machen. Also was heißt ad hoc? Ich konnte es nicht prä machen, ad hoc muss ich es jetzt machen. Dann let's go. So, ihr seht mich jetzt noch hier. Wir haben jetzt hier, habe ich eingefügt, dass eventuell das Werte Discord etwas im Vordergrund stehen wird. Das ist natürlich noch ein bisschen blöd ist, weil jetzt habe ich gerade das Paint. So, mal so, dass das auch dahinter ist. So, so aussehen. Ich werde dann jetzt meine Kamera umändern, dass ich halt da schön aufploppe. Dann werde ich mir auch mit dem Jack Dragon reden. Das wird dann wieder sehr viel Englisch werden. Wie gesagt, wir haben Paint als kleine Hilfe, der Sumpf. Wer sich noch daran erinnert, ne? Kein Fisch, nehmt die Schlange. Und dann seht ihr mich gleich hier drauf. Kamera weg. Hopp. Ich zu Jack und sag dir mal Hallo. Hallo. Quite good. And I have to thing. Da.
Would rather wait, then we can do that too. So I leave it up to you. The side quest would be low XP, but there's a chance of getting an item. So
I mean, in the end, if that happens to be the case, I have to arrange also a little bit the window
I understand.
for OBS.
Yeah.
Ja.
Okay. Okay.
Da.
All right. Welcome again. Let's see here. You are a bounty hunter.
Yep.
I was going through the backstory for you, and I have a way to fill out. Did you have an idea what your first job was? That was
My first job was my character was an office worker. For the Republic and also for the Galactic Empire, and I have to do something with my share. Just
okay.
And the reason why the comic is so important is because this comic was the inspiration to become a bounty hunter.
Okay.
And that is also the reason why this character would have knowledge of many of the paragraphs in the universe. So sometimes my character will come with, but wait, there's this in this paragraph. So that could happen.
That. Okay. So your attempted first job as a bounty hunter was to go after who?
It was supposed to be the character of Mojo, of Chief Mojo.
Oh, okay.
That was how it was supposed to go, and then my character failed the assassination attempt, or the bounty hunter attempt, but they said, okay, let's try something. I am the one doing the things, and you are the face. So he was more of the acting guy, and my character was more of the, and I get the money guy.
There you go. The action, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
That was supposed to happen somehow. In the end.
Okay.
But I don't know if he is showing up again.
Yeah, Chief, I don't know. Chief was angry.
Was he?
So about, oh yeah, I got a letter from him thinking, and I'm guessing. So and Duncan and I went back and forth on this. So this is, um, it's funny because he brought it up on my DDO stream, and we were talking about it, and I'm like, okay, I kind of want to leave that part off here, but it's too late, so we're already talking about it. But yeah, he sent me because you remember when we met last. I guess we had a meeting a couple days before or a day before, and talked about we were going to have the
Yeah.
session,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. Correct.
and how
And the
I'd
character
been locked.
making, yeah. Creation,
Yeah.
yes. Correct.
So
Remember.
well, he wasn't a part of that, and I guess hasn't been checking the Discord general talks. So he thought that I had just all of a sudden sprung on him, hey, we're having a session today. Do you want to jump in? And, of course, I would never want to do
Okay.
that. And I thought we had talked about it. And of course, he wasn't in on that talk. So, and I forgot to kind of, I guess, reel him into it to make sure he knew what was going on. So he wrote me a very lengthy note saying how he felt disrespected, and was like, okay. And I had been drinking, and I've been actually thinking about this for quite a while about how do I respond to Chief about it, because definitely intended no disrespect. There are some things that are outside my control, and we talked about that with the other stuff about how work and I can get locked down because of something that happens in a plant. But anyway, so I have not responded to Chief about it. I, he doesn't like the timing of our sessions, and I get that
Mm.
because I know it's late there for you, and but this is kind of the time frame I have. It's either that or we would be doing it. It would be really late for me, but really early for y'all. And I don't know that we would get any other folks on board with that. So anyway, so the thing I got from Chief was he was very upset, and I was like, okay, I understand. I have not responded. This is all going through Discord and through chat or messaging back and forth, and I'm like, oh, this is such an imperfect way to communicate. I would rather have at least the cameras up and let's talk to each other, or at least you can hear my voice and know that, hey, this is not what I intended. I would never mean to do that to anybody in this game or any other.
Mm.
And so, yeah, so that's kind of what's going on, or very briefly what's going on with Chief. And I'm, if you have any contact with him and can express to him that there was no disrespect on my behalf, I would appreciate it. But if you don't want to get involved, I would totally understand that as well. Because he took some time to write out what he wrote out, and I'm like, okay,
Mm.
we'd had conversations before, and I thought we were, pretty much on the same page as far as things went. But
Yeah.
evidently, I did not do as good a job of communicating as I thought I had. So
One thing one could say is that it was, I guess, more with Duncan whom we were speaking with, and that it was a long time till the final start of the first adventure. So I guess that is something. And that it was
right.
only
Well,
2 times before we really started. I guess that is
yeah,
something that can be a problem. I can understand.
yeah. But he doesn't like, and I understand. He even was even explaining what he works at and this kind of stuff. And like, okay, I'm sorry, dude. It's not. This has never been.
Mm.
Uh, I didn't think it was any secret that we were going to be meeting around this time on Friday. So we actually moved it up an hour so that we could
Yeah.
be a little bit more
If he
accommodating.
if he
And
would have
so,
been there, he could have also said something.
sure.
I also
But I
tried
guess
it to get it an hour before, so that is a little bit earlier for us. So yeah.
right. So like
If you
I'm
don't
sorry to
speak up,
Chief.
yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks, but
So, yeah. Okay.
Getting many people under
Yeah.
the hood is a problem oftentimes.
So anyway, I just you mentioned Chief. I was like, oh man, I do feel
Yeah.
bad that we're not able to incorporate him, and
Yeah.
because we had a couple back and forths, and it seemed like this is gonna be
Yeah.
fun, and
Yeah. Well, for example, he would have been a Quarren, so at least we would have some alien species in a group. Now we are only male, human male.
Right. So it's I can't.
Happens.
It's kind of funny how y'all develop characters
Yeah.
along similar thought patterns. It's like, okay, we can make this work though. This is going to be fine.
Yeah.
You're going to get to each be individuals
Yeah.
and
And
play the way you want to play. It's funny how much overlap there is between some of the character builds. Like, okay, that's fine. We're gonna give everybody a chance to distinguish themselves and do it in a fun way, I think. But so you had a good night's sleep. Of course, these two. I can't even remember what their names are. I had their names.
Corwin, Welch, and I mean
Yeah.
the characters' names. Oh fuck.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. No.
I only know the
have
player
let
names.
me let me pull up their sheets. I haven't done it. I was waiting on them to bring more sheets, but
Okay.
that didn't happen, so that's fine.
Was jetzt gerade alles gesprochen wurde,
Ethan
war
and
eigentlich, dass halt ein
Rand.
Spieler beim letzten Mal
Okay.
gefehlt hatte
They're
und der
sleeping
sich
very
anscheinend ein bisschen
soundly.
rausgenommen hat,
It's,
weil
you
Zeit.
don't feel like waking them, so.
Hat ihm halt irgendwie nicht so richtig
But
gepasst
you have
gehabt.
this feeling that something is
Ah,
out
okay.
in the swamp somewhere watching you.
I feel like someone's watching me. Okay. Someone is watching me in the forest. In the swamp, right?
Yeah.
Is it the Animate?
No, it's well, I mean, you can't really tell. It's not, you've had those feelings where people have been looking for you before, like around the office, and it's not really even that. It's almost like, you know, there's monitoring everywhere around when you worked in the building, there's always monitoring going on, and you kind of feel like it's that, you know, whether it may not be a set of eyes tied into somebody, but it's that same kind of, oh, did that local camera click on, or I don't see the activity light, but I uh I feel like somebody might be, you know, have me in their vision this way.
Is there some kind of a buzzing, humming sound?
No,
Like
you
with a
don't hear
drone or
anything.
something? I don't hear
Nothing,
anything.
nothing like that. Don't hear anything
Okay.
different. I mean, remember this swamp is eerily kind of, all you hear is some slight bubbling, all you hear is some moderate hissing, but you haven't seen birds, you haven't seen anything, walking around on the water, around the water, water. So, and you have seen fish, your alien friends have brought those, the snake and the fishies and that kind of stuff out of the water, but you haven't seen really anything on the little land spots that, so, but you feel your that sense that you have for electronic monitoring, or from your experience with electronic monitoring, tends to lead you away towards the sunset, even though it's almost morning now. The sun is starting to, or the star that lights this planet is,
Okay.
coming. It actually functions a lot like Earth, where it rises in the east and sets in the west, and you think the west is where this feeling of being watched is coming from.
Ah, okay.
But everybody
But
else in camp is crashed. Rand, who was supposed to be sitting guard or standing guard, has propped himself against one of the trees. It's kind of but he's eyes closed. He's almost snoring. So nobody else seems to be aware of anything.
That's not so good. Because I'm completely alone right now. And I guess they're all sleeping and I can't do anything about it. Bad thing.
Now the two alien guys, you could probably wake them up. You feel like they
Okay.
they would respond if you wanted them to. And yeah, we could actually wake Ethan and Ran if we needed to, or it's Ethan, Alton,
I hated to invoke the Scooby-Doo rules so early on. Because the first thing I guess I would do is get some of the snakes and maybe snails together. Make a little lunchbox for myself.
Okay. Yeah. You think you could probably stomach the snails, but those fish, remember, those were
Yeah, avoid the fish. I remember to avoid the fish.
Yep. Okay. So yeah, there's plenty enough for you to, at least get you through the day. Of course, you don't really know where he got those from other than he's been able to get them. So he hasn't shown y'all where those are yet. But yeah, if you roll you had a good survival skill, so you could probably find those again. They're in the water. I mean, that's
Hmm. So I guess I would maybe wake up the healthy animate if he isn't already awake, and try to communicate with him that I want to know where he got the things from.
Okay. So he starts drawing out a map on the ground. He understands you're pointing at the food, and he's looking at the food, and you kind of give him the quizzical, and he understands. Oh, you want to know where to get these, so he makes a map on the ground, basically in mud, and it's about maybe not more because he wasn't gone very long. About 60 meters to the northwest, and he makes little circles and he puts X's through little circles, and so from one of the circles, you ask, I guess he points to a circle or a pond nearby. Because remember you're surrounded by water, and you realize that the X represents a deep pond. So when he makes a circle on the ground, it's a deep pond, and I don't have a map to actually represent this, but we'll see what we can figure out here.
Maybe I draw something really quick for myself.
Sure.
Like just okay, there.
I need to get yeah. So it'd be about 60 meters to the northwest. He points out that there's about 5 or 6 ponds in your way that you'll have to skirt to get over there. Yeah, you don't want to fall in those ponds because you don't know how deep they go. But there's enough land mass, high and low, to get you to where he found those particular snails and shrimp, or not shrimp, fish. And the snake he actually caught on the ground. So.
Okay.
So how do you want to proceed?
Do we have something that we could ride on? Guess
No,
not.
as far as like a vehicle, no.
Okay, maybe. Well,
Not
I
yet.
could carve something in a tree.
Oh, you meant okay, yeah. You want to make marks?
Yeah.
No, I mean the only thing that you can think of right now, is actually put blaster marks on a tree or at the base of the tree or mud or whatever. But that's about the only thing you have for. You got what do you have for weapons? Yeah, you got. Did you carry? I see what your proficiencies are, but I don't see what.
I guess equipment. I got a blaster. I remember
Right. Yep.
correctly.
But as
that
far
I
as.
that I brought with me from my adventures.
Mm-hmm.
From my trying to be a bounty hunter.
Yeah,
To
you
look the
need a few
part.
more tools. Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
we'll be able to remedy that, I think, in before too long. But yeah, okay. Absorb tranquilizer target. Oh no, that's this abilities. Okay, that's not. All right. Well,
One.
no, I don't think anybody really brought a bunch of stuff. I'm
Nah,
looking through the other two.
I brought the comic, the blaster pistol, and my armor. That we had to get out of.
Right.
Uh,
Well, I mean, y'all were taken
problems.
by surprise. I mean, that's the whole thing too. Maybe
Yeah.
this happened kind of while y'all were shopping, maybe, and that's
Yeah.
because you're not really sure when was the last time you were out in public. Yeah.
Oh ja, haben wir schon. Oh ja, haben wir schon gemacht. Bup, 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 bup. So, I guess I would try to signal that I'm going in a direction with a marking of a little arrow in a tree.
Okay.
That I went in that direction.
All
So that
right.
the others would know, okay, someone is in that direction and not that I was kidnapped or something.
Yeah. So he makes this gesture, and he'll like he's got his eyes towards you. So
Again,
and he
please.
got he's
So,
He's
what?
doing. He's making this gesture with his fist together. You kind of think this is a good luck or
Yeah,
whatever, or
like,
and then and then he's
would make sense, yeah.
got his eyes towards you. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. This communication's hard on them too. Believe
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
They
With no
not having
vocal thing.
not having their vocal order. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just they can communicate with each other, but yeah, it's they.
I don't have 6 fingers. I am kind of in lack of. I miss something. I'm not a
Right.
mutant right now. Let's play Fallout. Or whatever the Star Wars equivalent would be.
Oh yeah, no, they're. I mean, and they're actually very. They're they're much more friendly than you remember hearing them these kind
Uh,
of people being. But
yeah. So I would go into the direction of this northwest thing and try to to remember the map that I got.
okay,
And maybe get some more of these creatures.
okay.
So
So as you're
yeah.
heading north, it's not going to take you very long to get to where the pool that he described is where he got to, and you feel like a little off to the left that same watching kind of or monitoring thing is going on. It's probably, it's still out of sight, whatever you think it might be, but you kind of feel it's nothing, but you don't see anything metallic. You don't see anything flashy. You don't hear any hums. It's just the normal of this planet's swamp, kind of making you, I don't know, not really uncomfortable, but like you said, like somebody's checking on you.
Okay. Somebody's checking on. The first thing is I tried to get some more proviant for myself, something more for my lunchbox.
Okay. Yeah, you see, swimming just, slightly below the surface, you see a lot of these of the slugs actually swim. They're like sea slugs,
Ah, okay.
and they're in small schools, and they're not very fast, so you're able to scoop up as many as you want.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yep. And you see some of the fish But yeah, you don't want those.
I try
Yeah.
to avoid them as
Fortunately,
best I can.
they don't intermingle much because there's schools of their own species and they kind of stay away from each other. One doesn't feed on the other, so but yeah, you, the sea slugs tend to go towards some of the I don't know roots and
Hmm.
tend to be feeding off of moss that grows off of the roots underneath and the fish are I don't know. You don't know what they're eating. They don't seem to be eating anything so much as they're just out swimming.
Oh.
Your best guess is they're eating some kind of uh, microparticle plankton or something like that, but you don't know.
So not that no predator creature.
Nothing you can see. There's no prints on the ground. You can yeah. I'm not even going to make you roll a perception check because there's nothing to see.
Oh.
I mean, you can see the footprints of what's his name that was here, but that's about it.
The
And you can
enemy.
tell they're heavy.
I don't
They're
know
heavy
his
going
name.
back.
I only know that it's an
Yeah,
enemy.
yeah.
Yeah, I guess I would try to go further into the west and also try to get some wood, dry wood, on the way.
Okay.
So some tricks that I could do. Um, that I could do my own fireplace in the evening.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So let's see here. Get a find. So do you move in the direction of where you feel watched, or do you move in a different direction? You want to
In
keep
the
going farther
direction I feel
west?
watched.
Okay. So you're moving. You see lots of ponds. You're able to see where the ground is, and it's not really a problem navigating between them. But yeah, as you move to to the, because you went northwest, and now you're heading more in a southwest direction, and the feeling now is kind of still to your left. It's like you've passed it in your movement west. So now you have to move back to the east. But as you turn towards the east a little bit, you see a glint of like something's reflecting off of the rising sun.
Huh?
How do you approach?
The first thing I would do is that I would hide behind a tree that is big enough to
Okay.
cover myself in.
Oh
And
yeah,
think
there's
about
plenty
what I
of
saw.
those. There's plenty of those, and as you try and make out what the glint is, I mean, it's coming from the ground, and whatever the
Okay.
glint is, it's like it seems almost like it's lying on the ground, and it's probably I don't know. Now it's about 10 meters away. So you can easily cover the distance. You see that it's kind of the ground is very squishy between you and this glint.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems to be a metallic reflection of the sun.
But it is on the ground.
Mhm.
Okay. I guess I would try to approach it. Look what
Okay.
it is, really. This is something I
As you
can
get
recognize.
so as you're looking at it, it's flat with the ground, and then as you get closer, you kind of see it something that looks like a stalk with a single camera eye pop up from the ground. It takes notice of you, and the antenna on top kind of start waving frantically, but it's not really making any noise because it's whatever noise is being made is being absorbed by the lush vegetation around it, so There's no beeping. There's nothing you can hear. It's just basically the little bit of wind waving of the antenna as it looks in your direction.
Mm-hmm.
And now so what do you think?
Mm-hmm. Well, I have two thoughts right now. The first thought is, fuck, we are doomed, and yay, we are saved.
Yeah, you don't, you know, you don't see much other than the eye, and it's kind of like in the ground. And as you get closer, you see that it's probably well under. There's probably more of it under the muck because it's very soft uh, ground, very very soft ground, almost pure mud, almost. It's deceptively. It looks deceptively solid, but it doesn't really even seem solid as you get closer. And you come to realize, let's see if I can zoom this out to where I want it to be. Oh, come on. No, that's not what I want. There we go. Copy that. Come on. Open it. There we go. And going to see if I can share this real quick. Share your screen. I don't want to share the screen. I'll share an application. There we go. So basically what you see is this with some stalks that come off of the back of.
Right. Yep. These thingies. Okay. Guess what I would try to do is also if I can alter the earth around the camera so that I could see if there's something underneath it, more metal case or something.
Every time you try and swipe away dirt or mud, I mean, stuff just rushes right back in.
Okay.
You come to understand this is some kind of variation between mud and quicksand. And so there's probably a whole lot of whatever this is well below the surface.
Okay, I guess what I also would try to do is watch if it tracks me.
Yeah, if you move to left or right, it does follow you. Yeah. That
Okay.
head seems to, or whatever it is, seems to follow you around. And the little, there's 4 of them. These little, I don't want to say tentacles, or they're not like feelers. Yeah, I guess they are kind of like a metallic cockroach kind of, feeler thing, but maybe antennas. You don't. It's really hard to. They're covered in mud and they're dirty, but there's 4 of them and they're just like frantically.
I have to something up.
Mm-hmm.
So how many letters are in Arrowbish? My character would know that. That is a language he could speak. Okay, it's also 26. That is a problem. Because my the thing is, I have meta knowledge now that my character maybe would not have, but maybe there is a kind of thing that also happens in this universe. So that recently I watched The Martian and I have this stupid idea to get me some bark and try with the blaster that I have to carve some numbers in it to get that thing to react to me so that I could send a
Okay.
code.
All right, let's see. The thing starts tapping on its own head. And it's actually now it becomes an audible kind of tapping. So you
Okay.
hear tick, 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 tick,
Okay.
tick, tick. So on the longer ones, it's kind of like dragging its little tentacle or whatever or feelery thing across its head, and so it's like tap, slide, tap, or tap, 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 slide, 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 tap, 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 slide, 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 tap, tap, tap.
Huh.
I don't know if you recognize that code is the International SOS code. You know what SOS is? It's
Uh,
a it's a
free
it's a
short.
distress code.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Free short,
So
free long,
yeah.
free short.
hmm So
In our
it's
universe.
basically
But I guess it's the
yeah.
same.
But yeah, it's. I mean, Earthbound or Terran, every Terran would know this. So if you had a language linked to an Earth language, you would know,
Okay.
what an SOS is, and a SOS translated into this Morse code, uh,
Uh,
you kind of recognize as an international distress or intergalactic express at this point. So it's basically asking for your help. Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't get the tentacles in, but yeah, or not the feelers, I should say.
yeah, that happens. Um. Well, so the SOS is clear. There is something underneath, but the mud is always rushing in.
Mm-hmm.
That is a big problem. Uh, but the thing is, I I personally would say it would be a smart idea to get that thing out. But the thing is, it will cost us. But the good thing is, we have a food source and we have source for fire and stuff. So these are the good things. So
Okay.
it could be possible to spend time, to sacrifice time to get that, try to get that thing out. Also, what I guess would be a thing that I would have to do, because I know that I would be lost in the wood, in the swamp, is that I would have to do something to remember this place if I would get back to the others to try to get them. So that would be the biggest problem right now for me, personally. Because I would not find that thing if you said it is rather small and on the earth.
True.
How
Yeah, I
to.
mean, this thing's only sticking up, that part, maybe
Uh,
about, let's say a
yeah,
hand span above the ground,
yeah.
and then you've got the little antenna feelers. So, and to look at it from a great distance, you would, yeah, you probably wouldn't see it because of grasses around it, and definitely because of trees to obscure, you know. While there's a few trees, remember, I don't know if you remember what I gave as a picture of this place. Let's see, where did I save that one?
I guess we never got the picture. I made myself a little painting that I could say, okay, this is swamp. That I could remember that it was a swamp.
Yeah.
Thing is, how would I go on to try to make a landmark that I could remember. Also, how dense is the how dense are the leaves of the swamp? I never asked that. If it is more of a darkish or more of a I can see very far.
No, it's if you're looking around ground level, they come up about, I don't know, above your knees, but not much above your knees, and then it gets sparse above that. So you can definitely see trails that you've knocked down. You can see the trail that your
Okay.
alien friend knocked down. You can see, you can tell by the places in the mud where there is not a bunch of
Yeah.
marshweed or whatever you want to call it.
Also,
You know,
a thing I forgot to say is that every time I would go somewhere and blah, I would try to mark a tree. So that is also a thing.
yeah,
I forgot
no,
to say that, but
that's
that was my idea going on.
yeah.
That I would have
No,
tried
that, that
to
that
mark the way somehow.
that was clear from the beginning. So yeah,
Okay.
you've got a clearly marked path back the way you came. Now, if you wanted to figure out a triangulation to get you a more direct route back to the camp, you could probably figure it out because like I said, you're only about at this point, as it was 60 meters to that, and then you
Yeah.
came out probably another 15, 20 meters in direct distance. So you're only about 75 meters away from your camp at this point, from what you can figure.
Yeah. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I guess I would try to build a small, yeah, little building with some, I think, bark or twigs and bushes to make it looks like something that I would recognize in the swamp. That's not
Okay.
naturally there.
Well, and you realize that, if you build it too close to where the the watching thing is, it's going to sink into what that thing sunk into. And so, yeah, about
Ah,
10 meter, about 10 meters away, you've got some semi-solid that doesn't seem like it's going to, sink. So yeah, you could build something out of some branches that you pull off of trees and uh,
maybe that I put it in a way that I know, okay, this direction again.
yeah,
Because I know I would forget it else, elsewise.
sure. I mean, let's see. Oh, come on, why are you doing that? Oh, because I have a window open, don't I?
Yeah.
Okay. What is that? There we go. Oh, all right. I have to close this. Okay. Discard. All right. We'll come back to that. Oh, that shouldn't be. All right. There we go. All right. So, yeah. Let's see. Your intelligence is 12 or 14. Yeah, you can figure that out easily enough. You make a nice marker that will sit, you know, about waist high and should be visible for, eh, let's say 25 meters easily. So,
Would be enough.
yeah.
So I guess I would try to get to the others.
Okay.
Um, tell them that.
All right. So you get back to the camp. I'll give you that. When you get back, Tan and Often are still like, ugh, my stomach with those fucking fish. What the hell was that stuff? So they don't feel well enough. But your alien friend is kind of like, you know, lead the way and let's go. What'd you find? He sees that you found some of the slugs and,
Mm,
you know,
uh,
and
so I would try to tell them, guys, there's something in the swamp that needs our help, and I guess that it would be wise to try to get it, but I need your help to maybe get a drainage or something so that the stuff gets out because it is sinking already. What I can tell.
yeah, ran or run. Yeah, it's ran, right? Yeah, ran and Othen are just still. Oh, I don't know if I can move, man. I tried to keep watch, and I think I ate some of those fucking fish, and they're tearing me up inside. And Othen's like, yeah, I can't right now. I'm gonna go have to find a tree to take a crap behind. But again, your mute 12-fingered friend is saying, and the other one's on the ground still. He needs to recover still, but he'll, you know. So if you want to take off with what the hell race did I make these guys? And it's an easy name too. I know it is. Oh, snap, we're not sharing, right? Okay, good. So I got to pull this back and control 0 to that. And it's so easy too. I know them when I see them. And because they were such good guys. Where are you? Oh, sorry, this is. Can't get my head out. No, it's not them. Character species. Let's just do this. This is where we were. Oh. How in the hell? Oh, that's why. Anomid. Anomid. Oh my gosh.
Ah.
I was thinking mid something. I had the mid as the second part. Yeah, your Anomid friend. uh, Gestures, as if, almost as if he can understand you. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Okay. Okay, so the other two are still a little bit sick, but the animate is okay with the idea, I think. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would still try to get them to there. Also, that we have to. I know that we have to bring the other one, the other animate, with us, and
No, the other man Animid will stay resting, and he should be fine.
Okay.
So, the two of you can head out.
Okay.
Or yeah, everybody else is going to be back there. Just one,
Okay.
recovering from the wound, and the other two recovering from eating bad fish.
I don't know how my buddy managed it, because I remember
know
that I
either. I
vomited
mean,
also.
yeah, I guess because you retched it up rather than forced it down and kept it down, your side effects were a little less severe. They didn't throw up, but they were sick, and yeah, now it's messing with the rest of their digestive system. So.
Mm.
So y'all can make your way back to the metallic, to the object, and it sees it and looks at it. And
Yeah, also I have to remember that the animate can speak basic. it happened before in reality that I once forgot that someone spoke my language and could understand me, but wasn't able to speak himself because he had something with his throat.
Right. So these don't have vocal cords the way we have vocal cords. Animates
Yeah.
don't. So yeah, they have to have that vocalizer. But yeah, usually it's the vocalizer also acts as their translator. But um, eventually they can learn on their own too. So the animate just is all of a sudden just like mesmerized by this thing that you found, and you hear it start kind of conversing with it, and the thing is making clicking noises
Mm.
as if it's communicating with the animate. And the animate now starts telling you, trying to figure out words, and he looks at a tree and he starts trying to make this gesture at the base of the tree. And he has
Okay.
nothing.
So I guess what
But
it could mean is that the animate is trying to get a large enough piece of wood, maybe by felling a tree, so that we could have that as leverage. As a
he just
what
keeps
is
trying
it?
to do this thing at the base of the
Fuck.
tree.
What is
And
it
he
called
looks
in
looks at your
English?
side.
Hebel.
He's like, at the tree, almost like he wants you to use your blaster to shoot the tree down.
Mm.
And he starts making some marks as best he can with his, fingers, like tearing away bark at the base of the tree, like, and you realize, because you have a good intelligence, go ahead and roll a perception check.
Oh yeah.
This will be actually this will be actually this will yeah, just do it's a nature check, so you'll get a +2 to your roll.
Wait. Boop.
So
I can give you the roll.
Mhm.
Fair and square on stream that everyone can see that I'm not cheating or stuff.
Oh, I trust.
Nah. Has to be fair. So. Slash 20.
Oh, nice. So you fully realize that if you shoot this
What?
tree at this one particular spot, it'd probably take. Let me roll a d. Did I put my die? Oh, I was rolling this one.
Ja,
That's right.
war die 20.
Rolling the big.
Another one could say I'm cheating.
So 14 is what I rolled. So it will take you 3 blasts maximum to fell this tree.
That is good.
Yeah. You've got it. So you'd have to.
And efficient.
Yeah. So now it's just a matter of rolling to hit. making your hit. Yeah. I know. Lots of people would say, "No, I'm not going to make you roll to hit a tree."
No,
But
it's I can I played Warhammer Tacticus. I can totally understand that you have a hit and miss mechanic.
Well, it's not even the miss. It's like if it could take you 3, it could take you more than 3. But if you hit it just right, it'll just take you 3.
Okay. Let's go. What kind of die?
And it's a D20. To your hit, you will get to add, because it's a stationary object. It's at, and you know exactly where you need to hit it. You'll get a +4 to your roll.
+4, okay. 16?
Very good.
Not 2 other ones, right? 2 more?
Yep, 2 more.
12 and
12.
5. So 9.
Ooh, okay, so you have to roll one more time. That last one just
And a
didn't
20
come to
again.
mark. Okay, so there it is. You just had to beat a 10, basically, is what it was.
Yeah.
So, okay, it took
Makes
you
sense.
4 shots instead of 3.
Well, that's okay.
Okay, the tree falls over, and the animid goes straight to like breaking off branches. And this tree that you fell is probably about, I don't know, 8 meters long. And he's gesturing for you to help him move it over towards the, lay it over towards the eye or whatever this thing is that can that's sticking up. And see, you're not the strongest guy. So
I'm not the strongest guy. But we have the
but between
power of leverage.
that's it. You have 2 of you. It's gonna be fine. Let's see, what's his? His actually is, trying to remember what his ability scores.
I'm just a puny
Yeah.
little office worker. What can I do?
Well, I mean, you work smarter, not harder. That's the whole thing. So,
Yeah.
yep. Okay. It takes y'all all of about maybe 40 minutes to position this thing so that the end starts sinking down by where the droid is.
Yeah.
And now you see, I got to get this picture up now. Oh, come on. Nope, wrong one. You're going to go here. And then we're going to pull this up again. Edit image. Come on.
Me and my droid friends.
So you have.
I will adopt it.
Yeah. Because what you see finally being able to grab is this guy with some extra, and like I said, those little feeler kind of antenna thing on top of his head. One of the arms is damaged,
Huh?
but it's able to grab hold of the tree as it sinks below the surface and begin pulling itself out.
Hmm. Hmm.
And once it gets above ground, you realize that, yeah, there's actually a speaker behind the eye here, and it's just filled with mud and muck, and it could not reach the speaker to clear it. So the animid begins taking water from the swamp area and washing the head, because this droid is not made for being outdoors. It's really not. The
Hmm.
fact that it survived here for this long um, is actually quite surprising. So this is a class 5 droid. It is available to see in the player's handbook, because this would be considered even a playable character, but in this case it is not. So this one is basically, a utility droid. It is meant to work on anything mechanical, what have you, and it does make sounds. And you can see emblazoned, whatever, painted
Mm-hmm.
on its shell. I gotta write this down because I will forget if I don't. This is K 119. So CK119
TK.
is this class 5 droid. And it needs some help with one arm, but aside from that, it does have some stuff to offer. Once the animid washes the head clear, you start hearing sounds coming from that speaker, and finally you realize, or you recognize a sound, words that you understand. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Your animate friend. Oop, that's not supposed to. Oops, I don't want to share that screen. So we're going to stop. You're not even supposed to be on in here. Okay, go away. Applications. There we go. That's that one. Oh, why did it go away? There we go. Your animate friend is named. Oh, what did I give him? I gave him a name.
CK119.
Well, CK119 is the droid's name.
Ah.
Yes. But your animate friend.
Ah. Animate friend.
There is. Yeah. Jarak. Yeah, we're gonna call him Jarak. Jarrakk.
I guess you have to write that down for me.
I'll write it down. Yeah.
Jar.
R. Yeah, 2 R's, 2 K's. Jarak. Says that you have been most helpful in keeping him alive and his compatriot Therain he asked me to relate to you my capabilities. My capabilities are repair, as well as some communications. We believe that I was on board the same ship that you were on. And when I was forced into a ejection tube, I wound up here. The tube has since sunk into the water.
Uh-huh.
I'm not used to these environments.
Okay.
Practically all of my existence has been aboard starships.
So I guess I would try to know if it knows the planet we are on. Or which system, at least. Part of the galaxy.
Unfortunately, I do not know now, but I should be able to communicate with, and it's like it's stumbling. My communication system is weak. I cannot reach the system that would help inform me of our location.
Hmm.
I feel as though a repair to my arm, which you would, or yes, which contains an antenna that allows for better subspace communication, would allow me to connect more stably to my master server, and I could determine our location. So yeah, it's left arm. You see wires that are like disconnected. Of course, everything is covered in muck basically, and will need some kind of. And I said this bot was not intended for any kind of rough or rugged environments. It was made to work in spaceships, starships, in clean environments where, it could do, base level repairs. Uh, you know, it could be a tech assistant, basically, is what it amounts to. And it can do some translating.
Hmm. I guess my character would try to maybe fix the arm with what I can do right now. That is at least a little bit more good than right now.
But
I
you,
guess.
you remember too, Ethan actually has a lot more skill with electronics, but I mean, you know some stuff too. So,
I
and you're definitely not a dummy. But
guess I have 2
yeah,
plus technology.
between the two of you, I think you can get it at least figure out some way to get it more functional, if not 100% functional.
Yeah, maybe I could get the thing back to camp before, because that should work.
Okay.
I guess it can move. Only the arm, right?
Yes, it can walk, but you're gonna have to like probably lead it because you figure it walked into this morass, this quicksand kind of stuff, not knowing enough about the environment it was in to know to avoid such things.
So I guess we are going back at the moment to our first
It
camp.
starts talk. It starts talking to Jirak because Jirak has been
Hmm?
squawking at it too,
Huh?
and basically when CK, your comrade Jirak has been asking many of the same questions you have asked me, and I have relayed the same information to him.
Hmm.
He mentioned that you would like some of this wood from this fallen vegetation for use later. Should I cut this into some pieces that are more manageable for you? And you see he actually has a little, it's made more for cutting metal and small, stuff, but he has a small circular attachment on his working arm that he can actually cut branches off very easily, make them, almost, make them into a bundle size, and then so he does that, and he's happy to do that.
Hmm. I'd
So now
say
you
right
got
now it
quite
is
a few
not.
bundles of sticks for yeah.
I would say right now it is not necessary, but for later and in the future, I would I would get back to it for help.
Okay.
And thanks for the offer. I would say let's get
I
back to
am,
camp first.
as you say, I will obey your commands. It starts following you and Jirak. Or Jirak starts leading, it starts following Jirak. And
Hmm.
if you want to, however you want to handle it, marching order. Jirak will actually, be pointing out and talking to the droid in its language as an animid. The clicks and guttural sounds that they make without their vocorders. And when you get back to camp, yeah,
Hmm?
the droid starts to do an assessment of the other animid and starts talking Jirak. And Jirak is, almost you can tell there's an emotion of relief coming across his face. He's very expressive, and CK-119 turns to you and says, "I have relayed that his friend is that Master Garain is recovering well, from what I can sense. I have some minor medical training and can sense that he will be fully recovered within 72 of this planet's hours. So approximately 3 rotations of this planet. He should be fully functional.
Hmm.
And then he walks over to Ran and kind of scans him with his right arm and its eyes, and you should be well within 4 hours if you have sufficient liquid.
Oh,
So,
that could be a problem. I
and
guess
then he goes
we
over.
never taste the water, I guess.
Mm-hmm. And basically goes over to Othin and says the same thing. Fortunately, they have a little bit higher constitution than you. Um, the droid asked, "Did you consume the same
Yeah,
local that they consumed?"
we all ate some fish and learned our lesson to avoid the fish, eat the snake and the snails.
Basically, they consumed a very toxic to human type of fish, as you say, organism that contains poisons that develop as it migrates through the digestive system. Did you not keep digesting the organism?
I vomited as soon as I tasted it.
That is why you do not suffer as they do. I would recommend more liquids for you today as well, though.
Yeah. Do you know if the water is toxic or okay to consume?
Start. It starts looking around. A brief analysis of the water shows that it has many microbes that would not be conducive to your health. A simple boiling would render them inert and the water safe for your consumption.
At least that. So we are not dehydrating. That's something.
Mm-hmm. But you kind of knew that basically from your survival training. So I mean, that's not really a surprise, but it is a confirmation that yeah, you knew that you could boil this water and probably and make it safe probably. So because that's true with most water. If it's actually water and not something funkier, right?
Yeah.
You strain the solids, boil it, kill the microbes, drop out any heavy metals, and yeah, even filter it after boiling. But filter filter it, boil it, filter it again. You're usually good. So
Yeah.
okay.
I guess that would be the next step to try to have some water running.
Mm-hmm.
Get that done. But that should be, yeah, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. The question is, what are you going to boil the water in?
That's interesting, yeah. I guess we have no filter.
Mm-hmm.
We only have the. Well, we would have shirts that we are not using
Mm-hmm.
right now.
Right.
So the one
You
on
have
the
the
arm of the
suits.
animate is invalid because I don't want blood in my and other stuff in my water. But I
Mm-hmm.
guess if we use the old shirts that we had,
Yeah,
this
that could be your
filter
filter.
should
Yeah.
work.
Mm-hmm.
Should be fine right now for the moment. Not ideal, but at least something.
Stop streaming that. So that's fine. Okay. So CK19119 is class 5. Yeah, I had that. Just make sure. Class 4 drawer. No, class 5. It's class 5. Class 4 is more like the war droids from that landed from the Trade Federation. So yeah. Gotta make sure not to get those mixed up. Okay. Okay. So now the trick will be, and I think we're gonna end it there because I want to involve the others in the remainder of it. But you have earned an extra 100 experience points.
Yay!
For taking this on. And yes, and CK119 is considers himself your property at this point. Because you and Jadak, were able to get him out of the pit he was in. As a class 5 droid, 119 was manufactured 10 years ago, so he's a 10-year-old droid. He's not a newbie. When he extends himself to full height, he's all of about, 4'10", and he weighs, oh gosh, his weight probably 140 pounds, or we'll say, see, I don't know how that translates.
I guess to 70 kilos. Around 70
something
kilos.
Like that. Yeah.
60 to 70.
Hi, we spoke about it being the week after Thanksgiving, right? Is this actually a session that I know?
Yeah. But it's good you're here actually, because we can actually continue a little bit from what we were doing.
So did I miss a session or no?
No, this was the second session. Yeah.
You only missed that I went off a little bit into the swamp, and now we have a droid friend.
I mean, so when we talked last, it was said that we would do the first week of the next month. Was there a communication? Because I want to be kept in the loop if there's communications for like changes and plans from the last time we talked.
It was in the general chat and information.
Yeah, it was in our general chat. So I put that in back on the 21st. Yeah.
Group general chat, helping hand 2.
No, under our Mourn the Survivors one, that general chat. That's where we'll have our about this group will be here. So I apologize for that. I did not mean to exclude anybody. So, but yeah, I figured this would be the one that would be less likely to get lost in all the other chatter that goes on in the general chat.
So the issue is that this doesn't actually tell me that I've missed any posts. That whatever it is on how some comments work and some don't. I just happened to pull up Discord and saw that Jack Dragon was in a chat, and I was like, wait a minute. Where for me, like, I swear it was repeated several times last time we were in a group that it would be the first week after Thanksgiving that we were taking this week off.
Okay, no, I apologize. It was in that general chat. Make sure that Corwinchel is in here. I thought you were.
No, I'm in the general chat. It's just that it doesn't
it doesn't alert you?
Yeah, I'd have to like just continuously check it on the off chance that people have changed their mind.
Okay.
And that's where there's only like 3 or 4 players. So honest to God's just sending me a DM.
I'll do it.
So that
I'll do that.
If ever that came up where But this circumstance is pretty minor, and I apologize for sidetracking you guys. I'll let you guys get back to what you're doing.
No. If you got time right now? Because we need you for
Yeah.
something.
No.
Okay.
Shit.
Good.
Fuck yeah, man.
because of what I wanted to happen, we were about to wrap, but it's like, no, if you're here, you're actually the technician, the engineer who can look at this bot and see if you can repair it. You're the most likely to be able to repair this bot. It is a class 5 droid.
So the thing is, I ventured out into the swamp a little bit because my character was feeling seen all the time and had a gut feeling to go in the direction. And in the direction, I found a little camera sticking out of the ground, and then came back with the animate, tried to get that thing out, and now we have a droid in our camp.
So he basically saw this, and this thing it actually had some antenna on top of its head, and it was using this to try and sense life forms, and it has a speaker, but the speaker was all covered in muck. It was because this thing was just submerged basically in not even quicksand, but quick muck, if you will. So this thing that looks like a camera was igniting Jaylen's sense of being watched, as that he got from when he was working in the office spaces, the bureaucracy. How it would have cameras everywhere, and you didn't know from what angle or how many angles you were being spied upon, right? So it got his paranoia up, and you still there? Yeah, okay. Let me see, so I can stop. And then once he got out there, they were able to find this class 5 droid with a damaged left arm. But the damaged left arm is also where his secondary subspace antenna wiring runs through. And so he's not able to contact or be in contact with why does it keep doing that? There we go. Be in contact with his, I guess, home server to try and figure out where y'all are. So there we go.
So the subspace wiring relay runs through what part of his subroutines?
So his left arm basically is damaged, and there's some wiring there that acts to be the, I guess, complement the secondary part of his subspace antenna, which allows him to get back to his, I guess, operating server, his control server, and that control server would help him determine his location, but he can't communicate with it because he has an incomplete antenna system. So we need to see if you, with what little stuff you have, because I'm looking here at your equipment that isn't filled out, but that's okay. We'll figure between the two of you, between your ability, your affection for all things mechanical, as you put it, your ability to help this bot fix itself. So we need to get some rolls on technology.
Before rolling, my first question is very R2D2 sounding. The 600 experience from last session. That
200, wasn't it? Because it was enough to get you to second level. So that was, yeah, it was enough to get you to second level. So it was like, actually it was 300, wasn't it? Yeah. It's 300 is what gets you to second level.
What did you use, Aiden? For your amount of experience from last session?
I guess I got sneak and operative thing.
No, how much experience points did you give yourself?
300, so that I
300
could get into things to the second level.
Yeah, so you should be a second level or 2 levels of whatever. It's 2 levels of engineer or one. Yeah.
So now 600. instead of the base 300 experience?
No, just 300.
My character
Just
was
300.
And my character has 400 now because I did the thing with the droid.
And I have another experience for you, so we'll work through that.
I guess I got sneak attack, cunning action, and operative exploits. That are the two things. Cunning action and operative exploit. This is what I got. Sneak attack I got before.
But yeah, he's a second level operative.
Okay. So 300 experience and the
So that gets you-
experience points.
Yep. So if you want to
Basically
do
the
the second
rogue.
level engineer,
How do you even modify the document to make it
Yep.
so that it?
yeah,
I
I think you're almost better going through and you go ahead, Aiden. You tell them how you did it.
I always go on the sites, go up to login because I have to log in all the time, and then tools, character creator, and then on the thing itself.
I'm just doing a text box over it. I bet you what you just told me to do is better, but I already did this and it's working, so let's just move forward. Okay. So what happens when I gain a level then? Do I increase my attributes or my stats?
Yes, there should be some.
Yes, it happens
Go ahead.
automatically. For example, for me, it was automatically that I got the cunning action and operative exploits as ability.
And did you just find that out by using the engine in the website?
Yeah.
Yeah. So here is the tools, and I got to log in.
What?
Right?
I know how to use the engine in the website, but it's weird to just so now you're level 2 and so stuff randomly appears. Is that what essentially
Right.
occurs?
That's
Well,
generally it. Yeah.
it is predetermined by your class, I think.
Yeah. If you stay with the same class, yeah. No profile. I don't have a profile.
So I still, even though I'm working with the sheet, I still need to use the engine of the internet game creator in order to figure out how my character grows.
Yeah, because as soon as if you see, well, did
Basically,
it stop?
yes.
Okay, there we go. So if you type in 300 here, then you'll go to manage class levels, and you can choose whether you want to stay in the same class of, what did I pick here? I don't know what I pick here. Yeah, engineer. So this should go to 2, right?
All right. So I have my level 1 version of the character and the character creation sheet. I'm just going to put myself up to level 2.
Mm-hmm.
At 300.
There we go. So I just dropped 2 in here, and then it's giving me the hit points roll for this one. And I'm actually okay if y'all want to go max hit points because y'all are going to be special anyway. So if you want to change that, Aiden, so that you do get max hit points per level, I'm okay with that. Because y'all seen, I make some rough rides for y'all, so we'll make you as durable as possible. So yeah, and then it tells you what you're gonna get when you go to class level 2.
Yep.
Okay, so I can go to class level 2, but I can't upgrade my level to 2. The sheet doesn't really change in terms of roles or anything.
Okay, I'm sorry. Did you go? All right. So on the first page, did you put in your hit points here?
Correct.
So
that is something I also did. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll take this to 300.
Apply.
Manage class levels.
I need it's apply.
Sorry. You're right. You're right. I'm bad. Okay. It's back here. 300. Goodness. Fat fingers. Apply. Okay.
I like that it is this. I like it that it is the same in English and German with fat finger.
Okay, so now it says I'm a human engineer level 2, 300 out of 900.
Yep.
Right. And then you can come in here and pick your aptitudes. And then then you're going to choose your tech powers. You already have, whatever, add to them.
Oh, ja, cool aus.
Yeah.
I can do it, but I can't because I don't have it. Yay.
All right, so the only way then that I could do this is by exporting an entirely new sheet with my
Right.
new stats. And also, by being level 2, I noticed it didn't change any of my rolls. So my stats don't actually grow through gaining level. Like my roll stats, strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, charisma, those don't actually change.
Only at certain levels they will. I think at level 4 and then 8 and 12, etc. I think you will get those. But yes, not until you get to level 4, then you get a plus to any of your attributes. Yeah.
All right.
I'm a little
Sorry
bit
if I seem
squishy than
even
you,
more confused, but like
No.
straight up 15 minutes
good.
ago, I wasn't even thinking we had a session today. So
Okay.
I'm like
Yeah.
double confused because I'm jumping into this faster than usual.
I'm glad you're here. I appreciate it, and I'm sorry that I did not communicate better. I will do better in the future. All right. And then continue and see that.
I think all right. So yep, if this isn't one of the levels that changes then I'm ready to use this to I'll have to export this sheet, but I'm ready
Okay.
to start doing the rolls for the what needs to happen.
Okay, cool. So this thing's been submerged in muck for probably the same amount of time as y'all been on the planet. So at least a couple days.
Naja.
And this muck is, well, it's not, really abrasive. This droid was not meant for harsh environments. It had been, it's about a 10-year-old droid, and it's spent practically all of that time in starships or in regular clean planet environments. So hasn't even seen battle. So it's been basically a repair droid, and it's really bonded to Jaylen because Jaylen, and you found out now the name, that one of the cool things you've discovered is this thing can act as a translator between you and your animid companions. So it actually understands both languages and can be an interpreter until the animids find a replacement vocoder that allows them to communicate with you directly. So it does have a moniker, CK119, that is stamped across its chest. So CK119 has this damaged arm.
So what's the context? Is he bringing it to me? Am I walking up?
He's brought it back to camp. You and ran because you didn't throw up the fish because your constitution was good. Actually, that fish actually had harsher digestive properties than when it first went down, and so y'all are still really badly nauseated, and so that's the only reason that y'all didn't follow Jaylen out into the swamp as he was feeling, and he woke y'all up, but y'all just didn't feel like getting out because you felt you're gonna have to take a shit at any moment, and it wasn't a good thing. So
spiky, scaly shits.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I can't walk because every time I move my foot, it feels like something's gonna escape. Yeah, one of those kind of moments.
When you get back with the droid, I'm like, oh, this poor baby, it's been stuck for so long. Let me take a look at it. And I just automatically start trying to be as kind as I can to it, like it's my own child.
Yes, you have that affection.
Someone loves his droid.
But the droid has actually communicated that, the animid who has been, who had suffered the serious wound, he had a brief look at it because he has some medical programming, and that animid should be fully recovered within 72 of this planet's hours. About 3 rotations of the sun. And let's see, and you and Ran, your digestive issues should pass within about 4 hours. So you won't be adversely affected for the entire day, but as long as you get sufficient liquid, um, and it's filtered and preferably boiled, but definitely filtered, the microbes that are in the water should not affect you and make you even sicker than you are now.
We got a fire going, right? So we can boil it up.
What are you going to boil it in?
I would assume that there's a lot of different, like, metal sort of containers, cantinas, or even just a piece of the ship, or
The
it could
ship's
dive down and
yeah.
grab
Okay.
a piece of metal.
Yeah, y'all would have to try that, and yeah, but I would give you a chance to try that.
It depends.
But,
I was just thinking all the gear that we grabbed, somebody would have like a regular metal water vessel somewhere
well,
amongst the group.
I was looking through all your stuff, and nobody has anything. So yeah.
My gear would just be whatever the engineer has.
Mhm.
So I looked at the intricate different ways that, like, there's a human and they have particular stuff, and then there's an engineer and they have particular stuff. And so I figured I would just wait and we would have a conversation about what all the gear was before I filled out my gear sheet.
Yeah, and I know I kind of threw y'all off saying, yeah, you got 2,500 credits to do whatever you want with, but in your first, it's
Okay,
not
and
gonna
that's
matter.
that's
Yeah,
the 2,000 credits. I still have that on my list right next to my 600 experience.
there you go.
Where I just have these things where I'm like, I'm
I
accumulating them, but I don't even.
I was smart enough to have fiber armor blaster in the comic.
Yeah,
And I wrote it down and said, okay, I bought them myself, so I don't have a ship right now, but yeah.
yeah.
Using
At this point,
taxis and stuff. Or boarding other ships.
He's used 4 of his charges out of his 16 charge blaster. So yeah.
Well, can I eat my credits?
Yeah, you can have the credits. I don't know where you're going to buy anything from.
No, that's the joke.
I
Of,
know,
can
I
eat
know.
credits,
Yeah,
that
Of
there's
course you
no
can
way
use
I'm
your
gonna
credits,
use
but I
them.
don't know why. No.
Yeah,
The
of
thing is,
course I'm gonna save them for later, but they just don't help at the moment.
yeah.
does
Well, they're in an account. So,
somebody
it's not
of
really...
us has a
They're
piece
in my
of
butt.
armor that is more metalish?
Not that I see. Everybody's got like a fiber armor. Well, okay, I'll put it this way. On your sheets, 2 of you have listed fiber armor. So
I would think the engineer listing is not very armor heavy. Whatever I have is probably not good.
yeah. So the
In
good thing
fairness,
is, go ahead.
sorry to interrupt. In
No,
fairness,
no, no.
I didn't realize when you said you have 2,000 credits, that meant I could spend that ahead of time and that I would start the game with that.
Yeah,
I thought it meant you have
Dito.
you're on a ship. You're on a ship in the middle of nowhere. You have no capacity to make a purchase. You're not at a store. That just once again my conception wasn't that this was 2,000 to spend right away.
I also would have said that is something like you have the things on your body already, and that is extra. So I thought that. And
Yeah. So he gets it. So, anyways, once again, not a
it's
problem,
okay.
but just the me right now being in my engineer gear, I feel like is just the result of me doing the best I could with the information I thought I had.
Do you
So,
do you have a melter mask? You know, for in German it is Schweißen. This thing with the fuse stuff together, so that you have the mask for it.
Like
a
a
welding
welding
mask.
torch?
Yeah, or
Welding,
soldering
welding,
goggles.
yeah,
Yeah,
welding.
yeah, welding. Yeah.
I don't think we would have one of those unless it's listed.
Uh.
A lightsaber is a much better welding torch.
Do you have a
No,
lightsaber?
that's a cutting
No,
tool. It's a very different.
we don't have that either.
Well,
I'm
it
just
would
saying.
also not work for the idea I had, because with the welding mask
Right.
it is made of metal. I would think also a bit, so you could use that as a bowl also for the water to boil in. So that could have worked.
Master Othen, CK119 is addressing you.
Yeah.
Master Othen, I am able to repair, but I cannot visualize what needs to be repaired for my arm. Are you
Oh, I
able
can be
to
fine.
ascertain what needs attention? And you could guide my efforts to self-repair.
I can help him. I can be his eyes.
Okay, so we're going to need some rolls. We're going to need some technology rolls from you. We're going to roll D20. You, of course, have a +2 at this point to your technology, unless you added something more in your not ability scores, in your tool expertise or something like that that gives you more your tech powers that gives you more technology.
Not that I know of.
Okay.
I have tool expertise.
Mm-hmm.
You gain expertise. I have second level. You gain expertise in any tool proficiencies.
Okay.
But in terms of like actual role modifiers, I don't think I have anything. Techie.
Okay.
You master and practice new technology. Increases your intelligence score by 1.
Mm-hmm.
So so yeah, I don't have a lot though. Do you want me to do a roll for just observing for him what he wants to find out to try to repair himself?
Okay, so here it is. Yeah, the creature gains a 1 potent aptitude die, a D4. So between the two of you, basically you're going to do what's called an aid. You roll, but you can also add a D4 to your own die. So you have to roll a D4 because you have what's called potent aptitude. And let me share a screen on that. Find out which one.
Oh yeah, I do have potent aptitude.
Yeah.
Engineer, yeah.
Wrong one. Stop streaming that one. So you can apply this to yourself, I believe, as well as to someone else.
I'm looking at potent aptitude right now. Technological experience lends you an uncommon insight. Yeah.
Yep. Choose one creature. Oh, it says other than yourself. Okay, who can hear you? So you would aid
the robot.
CK119, yeah, on theirs. Okay. But you know what? I'm gonna let you roll for them.
All right. So rolling a 1d20.
Right.
Oh, our 1d20 just took me to Reddit D20. That's not what I wanted. Our D20.
That's a
roll a D20 dice. What the fuck, Google?
The nicest thing I had today.
No.
Was also a meme for myself and some friends of mine. Was I see a comet? I play Paradox games. It's always a bad thing if you see a comet in a Paradox game. I was like, oh, I have stability up right now. -7 stability because of comet. I have stability up now. -7 stability because of comet. Fuck off.
Yeah. Like, stop talking.
Why are my people so superstitious? Only a comet.
This is why it's better to have people's screens recorded, but I rolled a 20.
Okay.
My first let me do slash roll d20 again and make sure that it's not just always. Yeah, okay.
I
Actually,
had
my second slash
also
D20
in this
was a
session.
one.
I also had already 2 20s.
Right. It's at low
So
level. This isn't, this isn't life or death. This is a repair. You're going to have another chance to repair. So it's not like, there's not a critical fail on repairs at the moment. So,
anyways,
yeah.
first roll was a 20 from
Okay.
Google.
So between the two of you, yes, you easily make repairs to his subspace antenna. Now you need to make one for his general arm utility.
Oh, me too. Okay.
18 from me.
Okay.
8
So
with
awesome.
2+
The 8,
for
the
technology.
18.
So 10.
Yep. So y'all get the arm repaired. CK119 is now fully functional. He's able to act as an interpreter. He's able to do basic medical evaluations, although he is not a surgical robot by any means. He can stabilize you, but he can't heal you. He is bound to Jaylen at the moment. Y'all can
What
work that
happened
out
to
later.
the other two partners? The other two people?
Okay, so yeah, Rand is still here. He's just kind of like dyspeptically incapacitated, same kind of thing that you were. That's why you didn't go out in the swamp with Jaylen. So he's awake, but he's just kind of groggy or whatever. So he's still here. And let's see, what is that I'm going to do for. Okay, so now you need to figure out, and we only have a few minutes left. What do you want to do? What's your next course of action, knowing that you have subspace transmission for communications? Let's see, I got to find what I wrote down about this planet. Give me just a second here.
If I know that this robot has medical skills, I'm going to immediately tell it to try to help the other aliens that are with us.
Yeah, the animid will be fine. It's going to be a natural healing unless there's somebody, unless we can get him to a surgeon, and then that's only going to like cut off maybe 24 hours of his healing process. So, or no, I'm sorry, 48 hours of his healing process.
If it's not going to save anybody's life, then I'll just go back to what you were doing.
Yeah. So y'all need to tell me this is not the right one. This is the one I was looking for. Okay. Dang it. I don't know why this thing keeps not doing what I tell it to do. All right. I tell you, there we go. Now we've got, just looking for, and you are, no, it's the wrong book. Gonna go to this one. And I don't have a name for this planet. It is M6 dash. Yeah. Oh yeah. M6 dash 4B117. And it is about, okay, if you remember where Luke had retired to, basically, the old Jedi planet, and how it was in a hidden section that had been deleted from most galactic maps. Well, this is just basically outside of there. It's a very developing galaxy still. It's nobody has anything, around there. This planet itself is considered to be in one of the, I don't know, just post Cretaceous um, eras of its evolution. So it, as I said, it's strange. There's no bird life. You have, lots of small fish life. Y'all aren't near any kind of ocean, but this weird kind of swamp pockmarked with deep holes and mudslides. various trees. It's weird that this thing does not seem to have much more wildlife or visible wildlife than you've seen. As I said, y'all seen no birds. There's, you know, so it's like it's kind of stunted growth for a swamp planet. You would think you'd see more stuff, but there's not, where at least where y'all are. And you know,
This is mushy
CK,
and gross.
yeah, yeah, it's but it's not particularly uh like you're able to survive. I mean, you're able to live. It's just not going to be a fun existence if y'all stay here. See, that's
So,
what CK119 is able to determine, that you're about, um, depending on who he reaches out to for assistance.
huh?
I am able to reach my central server now. We can have assistance within a day from the First Order remnants, or there is another group affiliated with my employer that has a ship heading in this direction that will be searching for our previous ship within 48 of this planet's hours. Would you like me to reach out to them and let them know of our location? There are other options as well.
What would be the other option?
Depending on what channel I broadcast on, we could find other entities that would possibly assist us in relocating to another planet. A location of your choice is most likely not be in the interest of my previous employer, as they, from communications, seem to be intent on recapturing as many of the beings that were on the ship when it was damaged and fell into this planet's atmosphere.
So, First Order, another ship, and something else. Oh,
Very tempting.
okay. I don't know about the remnants of the First Order. That is, I would rather avoid them personally. Not that I have any problems with them, but eh. Second ship sounds okay, and the rest I don't know. Could be good guys or bad guys. Thing is, with the First Order, you wouldn't know what you get somehow. Little bit of order.
My vote is to get as close as we can to the regular society, get away from the rim, Get away from fringe groups. My life, my power, everything I'm comfortable with all came from living inside the post Empire sphere of influence. And so getting back to all of that and having my own family and stuff, that's what I want.
I don't really care as long as I can get off the planet, but I'm not too fond of First Order remnants. Just that I'm not fond of.
Do you have a, do you have a particular affection for the people that had you in tubes, heading to God knows where?
I guess it is good that I rot that I rot in the atmosphere.
So when also in this time, because you know your animate friends whose names are Jorak and Therain, CK119 is communicating to them as well what you know he's talking to you about. Jorak is like, you see him being frantic about not wanting to go back to those previous captors because he feels like they're going to be experimenting on, especially them. That's why they took away the vocorders, and that's something that's happened with his race. You know, throughout their history, they've been captured and taken and experimented on. So he would prefer that not to happen. He has some. He does have some. Says he has some contacts. You find out through CK119 translating back on. Oh gosh, I can't remember. What was the main planet for the Senate?
Coruscant?
Coruscant?
Yeah, Coruscant. Yeah, Coruscant. So if we can make our way back to Coruscant, according to Jorak, we could probably find some safety in with his friends if you trust him. He would take you under his protection in Coruscant, and you can go where you want from there, and you will forever be his friend.
How do we get all of this from him? Do we have a translator?
Yeah, CK119, the droid is actually translating for you.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
It would be at least a place I know by heart.
I'm interested to see where it goes.
Yeah.
So CK119, I would have to shield our location now that I have contacted my control server. Once I do that, we would have to hide ourselves from scans from my previous employer in order to take advantage of Jorak's Master Jorak. He addresses you all as Master, you know, whether or not you're actually his owner or not. Master Jorak's intentions. And then he talks about if you cover yourselves in mud for, you know, the next, you know, anytime that he perceives a scan, of course, he would have to be covered in mud too. And that would kind of render him.
Predators.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's basically the same principle. You're hiding your heat signature. You're hiding his electronic signature, and therefore you're hiding yourself from the general planetary scans that basically that slaver ship would be doing as they come to search for remnants of its own ship and potential survivors.
I guess it would also be wise to have someone guard the camp all the time. So that
we need to put the campfire out if we're trying to hide our heat signature.
Yeah,
but the upside is that the mud will be really good for our exfoliation.
Yeah, as long as the microbes that are encased, you know, embedded in the water and mud, don't eat away at you first. Yeah. but that's not really a problem. Yeah. It's more of an ingestion problem with the microbes. So so basically you would need to survive for 72 hours with minimal heat signature and electronics, exposure while the incoming ship, who should be there within 48 hours, does its scan of the planet.
I vote we dig a small hole in one of the drier spots and we create a covering of other thick dirt and stuff, thick thatch back and forth of sticks, and then thick mud on top, so that we're in a little hovel, because I don't want to spend 72 hours soaked in water. That's just too wrinkly.
You're gonna get all pruny and yeah.
What do you think?
Could you run it again, please?
Okay. So basically, you've got the first order. If he hasn't reached out to the first order, but he's contacted the central server.
Yeah.
So his central server, who is under the control of their previous employer, those slavers, they're sending a ship, and it'll be there within 48 hours.
Yeah.
They'll spend about 3 days, from what you understand, scanning the planet once they get there, and they're going to be looking for remnants of their ship. They're going to be looking for survivors, so life signs on the planet, and of course, wreckage. Jettisons, eject or safe pods or whatever. Yeah, life pods, and of course, electronic signature. So you can cover yourself in mud, is what CK119 is suggesting, or build some other enclosure. You can try to do one of those enclosures as Ethan is suggesting. Or you can, what other options you can make for yourself. From what you see, there's vegetation, there is life in the water. Nothing, you haven't encountered anything huge. You have encountered stuff that will keep you alive and some that will give you extreme dysentery. That the water is safe enough to drink, but it should really be boiled and filtered for your long-term survival. And of course, you've explored basically maybe a square mile of the planet so far, and it's a big planet. So there's a lot more to explore if you want to do that. Try and find some other place.
What you feeling, my man?
So I guess it would
y'all
take a
Let
bit
me
of...
ask you this. Would y'all like the next 2 weeks to think about this?
Sounds like he was about to say something.
Who? Oh, Aiden. Go ahead, Aiden. Yeah.
One question I have is, how long would it take for them to come to the planet?
So yeah, you're talking about Jirak's friends?
Yeah, and also the slavers.
Okay, so the slavers will be there within 48 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Master Jirak's contacts, he thinks, could be arranged within a week. You would still have to evade or elude my previous employer's intentions to go or to take advantage of Master Jirak's hospitality.
If he's questioning, is there any chance I can reprogram to communicate with more objects? To reprogram him to communicate with more.
Yeah, you could talk. No, he doesn't even need to be reprogrammed. If you have some, other entity in mind, he could start scanning for other entities. But remember, a scan is going to open you up to, basically, you're making yourself known across the galaxy, because he's only communicating with one server at this point. So if you reach out and you make yourself known, you are confirming not only to the previous employers, but anybody else who might be listening or scanning, that you're there.
All right, Aiden, what do you think we should do?
That's CK1 that's warning. So
I guess we could try the method to get to the animate friends with the risk of the slavers. And also that we have 48 hours to try to get ourselves a nice little storage of supply of water and other stuff. The
Is your
snakes and the
intention to
snails.
be Is your intention to be agreeable with the people that or is your intention to attack the people who land and for us to try to take their ship?
I'd say hide and be nice to the animates.
So just be agreeable and have them take us?
Yeah. In this instant, yes. I would be more prone to get with the animates.
I like the idea of being on a spaceship with us having the option to have the freedom of our actions instead of being on this planet. But I also like the idea of us having a spaceship that we could do whatever we want with. So I'm gonna defer to your instruction at this point.
I guess right now it would be much more wise to avoid a fight, because what do we have? Ourselves, a robot that I guess the only thing he can do right now is cut people into halves, but then again, the animates are not mean to us. They're also helping, so I guess there is no ill intent, so why should we show ill intent to them? The slavers could be a problem. Also, I guess our munition is kind of running low with me taking 4 shots. And most of our stuff on the ship destroyed.
We can see exactly how connected they are, what they have in Coruscant. Seems fine.
Yeah.
Also,
between you and Ran, you have 20 shots. No, see, 16, 12, 28, less than 30 shots left out of your 2 blasters. So
yeah,
that's As you're voicing these things, you're discussing this. CK119 does inform you that he can use a solar cell to recharge your blaster to full capacity, if that is a concern for you.
Well, that is something we can.
Give him a pat on the head. What a helpful robot.
That is something we can do in the meantime, but with the option not to use the blaster.
That's my boy.
I am meant to be a utilitarian assistant.
And I love you too.
Yeah, no kink shaming here, but yeah, okay. All right, so you have a plan. CK119 will reach out to send an encoded subspace message to Coruscant, requesting assistance from Master Jarak's friends. He expresses some sadness that his Wookiees bodyguards were not able to survive and assist us.
Yeah.
But hopefully there will be many more people to assist in our rescue and evacuate us safely to Coruscant. You have his word. He would like to convey that you will reach there safely if we can be evacuated from this planet. Let him know how he can assist. And thus the plan begins. So now we'll resume, because we're going to have to do survival rolls. We're going to see how your your building. So if you have an idea for what kind of building you want to make out of what, we'll resume that. And so just kind of bring that to the next session. You each gain 100 experience points from this session. That's in addition, Aiden, to the 100 for yours. And then for your repair skills application, Corwin, you get another 50. Okay, so you're not far differentiated. I have some other little side tricks that I will be able to apply to keep everybody generally equalized. Okay.
I'm still a little confused on how I'm going to keep all of the online and paper stuff all lined up. But at least for right now, I can definitely just write down I have 150 extra experience points. I can keep track for now.
Yeah, so if you reprint at each level, just do a reprint when we get to the next level, and then yeah, just mark up on a piece of paper in the
That's
interim.
going to create its own confusion because then I'm going to have 10,000 reprinted files that are all saved with the same name.
Yeah, I always put it like an L3 or something at the end of whatever the PDF that you generate. Like use your character name and then dash L3 or L4. That way you know which level it's applicable to, and you shouldn't have to do that, more than once for each level. So.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions? Thoughts? Objections?
Not right now.
Definitely
Okay.
no objection.
All right.
Maybe
I'm going to work
questions
on.
or thoughts. No objections.
No, if you got questions, feel free.
No,
Uh,
no, I was just
if
saying, nothing to
no, if it,
object to.
yeah, if anything comes up in chat, in your mind, and you want to ask it in chat, yeah, please feel free or send me a DM. I'm going to work on getting a calendaring app somewhere in Discord, and hopefully that will help us. And then yeah, we'll also so that'll give us something as a reference, and then I will start reaching out. It's a small enough group, like you said. I will start direct messaging folks about, hey, we're a week out. Hey, are we still on? And then on the probably the Tuesday or Wednesday before, hey, we still look good for Friday, and so that way, nobody will feel left out of the loop, and hopefully I won't miss anybody. We're supposed to have a new player join, and I've got to figure out how we're going to integrate that, but yeah,
I
may
guess
actually
another
have
escape pod.
they might actually come in later. So I'm depending.
Okay.
What he expressed to me with his scheduling stuff was so like lots to take in that I don't know if he actually wants to join or he's talking himself out of it or what. So I've got to have some more communication with them to figure out what the plan is going forward. So, but yeah, okay. Well, I will reach out to Ran and make sure that he's not. The reason he's not here is because I miscommunicated or lack of communicated, and if if that is the reason, I will apologize profusely and make sure that he's on track for our next session, and try and figure out some way to get him his session to get y'all back on par. But okay. So think about what you want to build. What's your plan? You basically need to have a 96-hour plan. So, the 48 hours up to, that's a little bit more than that, isn't it? So 120-hour plan. The 48 hours up to the arrival of the slaver ship, and then the 72 hours that the slaver ship is going to be scanning the planet. So, and it doesn't have to be horribly detailed. Just, generally we're going to build this, and that's it. Cool. All right. Thanks, gentlemen. So we'll plan on 2 weeks from today. Say again?
Digging in the mud. Gonna be doing some stuff that's not very Star Wars like.
Well,
making my fucking hat look like out of like some woods.
What was it? Oh, did you ever see the movie Hook? and how the kids at when it was time for battle, they step out and they're like tree branches. That was their armor and their chest plates and stuff like that. Yeah, I can see it. But yeah, y'all gonna be like layered in mud. So yeah, or or you figure out your little domicile thing and your mud house.
Predator rolls up and gives us some reinforcement.
No, like this. Yeah. So anyway. Okay, cool. We'll see y'all in 2 weeks is the current plan. And if I don't see you sooner, and like I said, if you got questions, put them in general chat or DM me and we'll talk through it.
I would.
All right. Well, thank you, gentlemen. I appreciate y'all showing up, and I apologize for confusion. We'll get down to a steady rhythm before too long.
That's what's up.
Yep.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Later.
So, ich gehe dann auch mal in die Endcard für uns und bedanke mich bei jedem, der vorbeigeschaut hat. Oh. War halt jetzt nur eine Einzelsession, nur ein bisschen. Ihr habt gehört, in 2 Wochen wird es dann hier weitergehen und dann ab in die Endcard. Und schaut auch gerne auf dem Discord vorbei. Bei YouTube, wo ich das einstellen werde. Und ab in den Raid. So, man hört sich dann morgen wieder. Ich glaube, da war es dann so 16 Uhr. Ja, ab 16 Uhr. Es könnte sein, dass ich dann eventuell nicht vorhanden bin. Weil Privates, das wird dann aber noch zu klein sein. Das könnte halt sehr kurz werden. Ansonsten gebe ich halt nochmal Bescheid. Sollte nichts kommen, Privates. So. Wir raiden. Wen raiden wir denn? Komm, machen wir doch mal wieder Mulle-Maus mit. Lange nicht mehr, habe ich Bock drauf. Nette Person. Spielt oft Survival Games, die ich mitbekommen habe, mit Leuten zusammen. Warum also?